Well, hello there. It's what is it, the 30th, the end of the year. And I don't know about you. I've been helping my mom clean out her kitchen, and that inspired me to kind of clean out my office and get that going. Anyone else get the desire to just clean out things? Well, I want to talk today about money goals, and because that's another big thing that we like to focus on right at this time of the year. So comment below, tell me your money goals for 2020, and we'll talk about it. If you don't know me, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. My name is Carissa, and I am over at Change Your Finances, where I love to help women overcome money struggles, gain financial peace, do this with a biblical perspective so that you guys can have the freedom to provide well for your families and so that you can have the ability to make an impact on your community. Love doing it. The beginning of the year, end of the year, is always a big time for, I've noticed, for people reflecting, for making goals, for looking back over the year and wishing that you had different things going on than you do. And then also trying to focus on what you want to do in the coming year. And I wanted to just kind of give you some encouragement and give you a little bit of my story on why I've tried to do so many things at once and why I don't do that anymore. Anyone else? I would love to hear your money goals for 2020. Mine is my 3-month emergency fund. That is my big thing. That's what we were working on this year. We didn't get all the way done because we had several things come up, vehicle and all, and medical things and all that. So tell me what your 2020 goals are, and I'm going to give you a couple little secrets. Hey, Aiden from the UK, that's exciting. Glad you're here. Tell me your money goals. Save more. What are you saving more for? So I want to tell you a story. About 5 or 6 years ago, it's hard to remember. Anyone else, it like just blurs together. My car, my little Mazda that could, I talk about my Mazda all the time. It was starting to have a lot of problems, a lot of we would have build up the car repair fund for a couple of months, and then it get wiped out by another big repair, and we just had this cycle. So I started to save money for a vehicle. But what I was also doing was saving money for my car, saving money for emergency fund, saving money for school, saving money to hopefully move, and all these things. And I'm doing all these things. And so at each month, because I do that prioritized budget, if you guys want the worksheet, let me know. I'll hand that off to you. But I close out my budget every single month so that I can skim off any money I didn't use, put it towards my savings goal, and just make more progress. And then I want to be able to I find if I close out my budget at the end of the month, I make a lot more progress. I'm more intentional as compared to just like hoping I'm going to have the money to save at the end of the month, and then I never do. So what happened is I would get to the end of the month and I'd close out my budget and I'd be like, yes, I have all this money. So then this much goes to school, this much goes to my car, this much goes to the emergency fund, this much goes towards medical things, whatever I was saving for. And it was a lot. It felt like 27 things. And then in a couple of months, when tuition was due, I wouldn't ever have enough money for tuition. So I would go into the car fund, I'd take out all that money, apply it towards tuition. I would go into the emergency fund, clear that out. I would go into all of these things. And I was so frustrated, you guys. I felt like I was just beating my head against the wall. Can anyone relate? And I wasn't making any progress. I was just spinning my wheels. And I was so discouraging. Can anyone relate? Give me a thumbs up if you can relate. And I just I even convinced myself I wasn't a saver because I felt like I couldn't save for all these things and I couldn't make these goals and all of that. And it was just so frustrating. And so what I learned to do about 4 or 5 years ago is, instead of trying to do all 27 of my money goals all at once, and yours could be paying off debt, or it could be saving money, or it could be saving for all these different things like I did, is to focus on one. Focus on one money goal. And for me, as a person, I love a to-do list. I got to-do lists here, all over the place. I love a to-do list. I love crossing things off. I love making progress. I love feeling like I accomplished things. It was so challenging to have one goal I was working on and not 27. To be like, let's hold back. What is our main priority right now? And focus all our energy, all our money onto that, meaning all the other things got put aside. Well, with my car, that got put aside. School was the top priority, paying cash for my husband's school, which we did. And we paid over almost $80,000 over several years for his school in cash, and he graduated debt-free. That was the priority we were investing into him and his education. My car got put down, way down on the list. Now I still save money for car repairs and all that, but when I started focusing on the one, it made such a difference. One, I realized I could save. Two, I realized that I had the ability, like I had motivation to do it, because I wasn't feeling like I was spinning my wheels and it was just fruitless. And with that, I was able to find new ways to cut expenses or save money or whatever. Speaking of, if you guys want, I have a free worksheet. It's let me find it here, 20 small things. And it's a checklist. It's free. It's going to help you. These are small things that will make a difference in your finances in 2020, in the year, in 2020. It doesn't matter, any year, whatever year you do these things, these all will make a difference. So go get that. That's just checklist. It's free. Changeyourfinances.com/20 small things. What I realized was focusing on one thing and changing my money habits one thing at a time. Get that list. It will help you. That made such a difference. I had a ton more motivation. I could see I was making progress. I kept paying for my husband's school, and I kept making all of these, I kept making the progress. Now, on the outside, does it look like you're making progress? I mean, when you compare yourself to everybody who's buying the new car, who's getting the new house, who's taking these nice vacations, who's doing all the things, it can feel like you're not making any progress. But let me tell you something. One, we don't know how much of all that we see on Facebook or Instagram or whatever is actually financed. And so there's that. Second, when you're trying to do all of the things at once, you really literally make no traction. The amounts you put towards each thing do not make a difference. And so we don't know if they're actually making progress or if they're spinning their wheels, but it doesn't matter. And here's why it doesn't matter. Because you are taking care of your family. You are doing what you need to do to make a difference in your family, to have a better financial future for your family. And your financial obligations, your financial stressors, your finances coming in, your outgo, all of that is completely different from anybody else. Anybody else, all completely different. So to compare yourself and where you're at in your journey to somebody else's is not helpful. It does nothing for you. And it's not even an accurate comparison. So my challenge to you as we close out 2019 and we head into 2020, to focus on one goal. Now, I love, like I said, I love lists. I think it's good to have a mindset of these are the things that we need to do, and we need to take care of these. Like for me, emergency fund, 3-month emergency fund. My husband's car needs to be replaced at some point. We want to save up to buy a house. We have several other things that we're saving for. All of those things will happen. It's just that one at a time, without the stress and without the discouragement, feeling like you can't do it. And then the other thing, like when you focus on one, you can stop trying to kill yourself trying to do it all and feeling like you're a failure and then beating yourself up when you can't. Focusing on one, just putting all of your attention, all of your energy on that one thing makes such a huge difference in your peace of mind and just how you handle finances. And so when you are just focusing on the one, like write down all the things that you want to do with money. And I'd love to hear, what are your money goals? What are the things that you want to do? Tell me below. I would love to hear them. When you focus on those things and when you list them all, and then you decide as a family, like what is the highest priority right now? Is it paying off the debt? Is it building a $1,000 emergency fund so that you can pay off the debt and have a little bit of a buffer between you and life? Is it your emergency fund 3 months? Is it your car? Is it buying a house? Is it a vacation? What is that one thing? And then let's focus all of our energy on that. What do I mean by that? Focusing your energy is if you have extra money at the end of the month, you put it towards that one thing. If you close out your budget like I teach you with the prioritized budget, let me know if you need that link. And any money you skim off goes to that one goal. When you get extra money, goes to that one goal. And you may feel like you're not doing all the things, but you are. You're just doing them one at a time. And I guarantee you will make more progress doing one at a time than you will trying to do them all at once. I've been there. I know what it feels like. And it's just so frustrating and discouraging. And you feel like you're just spinning your wheels. Can anyone else relate to that? I used to do that all the time until I learned that I just need to focus on the one, put all my extra money towards that one goal, and keep at it. And then when I reach that one, then there's another, reevaluate my list and see what's next. You can do all the things. It's just one at a time. So if you want to read more, read the notes, you don't have to. There you go. changeyourfinances.com/breakthrough, a powerful money mindset. That's where you can get all the notes. The worksheet is changeyourfinances.com/20 small things. This is just 20 different things, ideas I came up with to help you make a difference in your finances in this next year. And they're small things, they're doable, they're easy to do. And if you do each of those, one at a time, you will make a lot of progress with just these small things. So those are the resources I have for you guys today. Do you guys have any questions? I'd love to hear your money goals, but it's just really important to just pick one and to focus your energy on that, to just go through it instead of trying to do all of them at once and not making any progress on any of them. Just focus on one, focus on one, do everything you can toward reaching that one goal, and then move on to the next one. And so it's like a chronological, or that's not the right word, step by step, whatever it is. You actually make a lot more progress than trying to do them all at once. So I would love to hear from you guys. Tell me your money goals below, and I will talk to you soon. Have a good one.